Brexit. We don't know what's going to happen.
Sure.
But we have in the Netherlands, obviously, quite some people from the UK who are worried. I live here. I got my pension from the UK. What's going to happen? Is there anything you can say at this point in time about it?
Well, I guess I'm one of those people. Yes. I'm British and living here in the Netherlands for the last 5 or so years. So it's kind of on my mind. I don't think any of us can say what's going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at what happened in Salzburg last week when the European leaders were meeting there, in the morning it looked like things were going well. By the time it got to the evening, it looked like things were going disastrously. So I think it's an unknown. And now we've got the opportunity being debated about whether there's another referendum. So,
And I think there's two different issues there. There's the issue of one's pension, and I think the pension in and of itself is probably quite safe in that if the government has an obligation to pay you a pension, it does so before and after Brexit, wherever you are living. That's okay. There's complexities around the...
So there's not so much
That's
to worry
not an issue.
about.
The issue might be around the healthcare you're getting because there's a treaty between the countries and between the EU countries that it will be cross-paid. And there are issues around residency which are probably causing more immediate headaches. The right to continue to live here.
Sure. But financially, what will be the consequences that you can think of in different scenarios?
Right.
What does it mean to people from the UK living here? Do you have any idea if you can say a few things about that?
Well, I think for an individual living here, there's probably, they get to continue living here. There's probably very little real impact. I mean, there are going to be things that they're going to have to go through, like it's possible you may not be able to drive on the continent on a UK driving license. But in terms of financial impact, other than currency fluctuations, but that would happen with anywhere outside the EU, I don't really see any significant change. I mean, there may be restrictions on what you can invest into the UK and how and what vehicles you can use to invest in the UK, what sorts of funds. But I can't imagine that there's going to be much impact for the average person like me living here, working here.
Okay.
One potential impact may come down to tax treaties. So, if a British person living here is generating income derived from the UK, it might be a pension, might be another form. Its tax treatment here relative to double tax treaties. Double tax treaties.
Yeah, right, okay.
So a double tax treaty between the countries, which we presume will be put into place because they exist between most countries to stop the investor or the individual paying tax twice. Any potential advantageous tax position that may exist now may or may not continue in the future.
Right. We simply don't know. Is Beacon going to give some help to internationals should you have any concerns?
Yes, I mean, in short, if we have British expats who are here in the Netherlands or anywhere else around the world and who need assistance and need to help think through the consequences when we know what they are, then we'll help them with that. And it could be British expats. It could be British expats in the US as well. They could be anywhere in the world.
Sure.
The purpose of Beacon is really to help international people, wherever they might be, with the complexities thrown at them living outside their home country. Brexit is probably one of the biggest, and we'll absolutely help them with that.